makes you self-made? What makes you an achiever? What makes you have a vision? What makes you have an attitude? What makes you have these goals? What makes you to embrace? And finally, what makes you a savage?
Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy, the Marty Savage, leader of Savage Production. Welcome to another episode of Savage Talk Podcast. I'm your host, the Marty Savage, and today is going to be another banger for y'all today. So, we got today's topic. Today, we're talking about world records, jobs, and the difference between a leader and a boss at a job. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, turn on the notification. Alright, so first topic, world records. Now, it's important to talk about these things. World records. It's about how much records you want to break in sports, adventures, activities, any record you want to break. Personally, the record that I'm thinking of breaking in the records are the most Grammy Awards, BET Awards, and live concerts to have. But those records are like hard to beat as a time being. So this is to my viewers right here that are listening right now. If you have a record that you want to break that has never been broken, keep it. Because you're going to need it in the next few years if you want to get into the next Guinness Book of World Records or any other record of any kind. But that's just me saying it, because records are like sacred to have, and it's a time to remember it, because once you dream that record and it comes to reality, you'll look back and say, well, actually you won't even look back. You'll just look at it saying, wow, I actually did this record. I'm going to go down in history as one of the greats. And that's why records are important to everybody. Alright, on to the next topic. Jobs. What are jobs? Jobs are like, they give you money and stuff to pay the bills and everything else like that. For me, job is like a sacred. It's like better pay than the last job that you had. Now I've had over 3 or 4 jobs for my time being, and I've learned some stuff about it, what it means to be a crew member or a team member or any sorts of kind, any type of way. But on that note, I did want to shift gears to the other one I was talking about. When it comes to having jobs, you either have a leader or a boss. Now you may ask yourself, DeMarcus, what is a difference between a leader and a boss? Well, case in point, a leader says we. A boss says I. Leaders lead by example while a boss doesn't. Okay, so to my viewers who don't know about it, let me give you an example. So, case in point, you go to work, right? And your manager or shift leader is like trying to see what you're up to, see if you're doing the task. Now, there are 1 or 2 ways that person could be. A leader. B, a boss. Now, you gotta decide, is he or she gonna be a leader or a boss? I always find it difficult to figure it out. All you have to do is be on the good side. That way you'll know that person is a leader. That shows it. But if you try to do something ridiculous and something that they don't like, yeah, that turns them into a boss. Meaning, case in point, that person, your manager, turns out to be a dickhead. And I should know, because I've had a few managers of my own from my past few jobs who turned out to be good people, then back to being a dickhead. Like, let me tell you that. My first job, I was cool with people and stuff. My manager, he was a cool person until he showed his true colors and then called my parents out their name, especially my mom. And this shift leader that he had, that was with me out at the time being, she was a real total bitch to me, bro. She was a total bitch. I thought she was cool at first, but when she got the manager position, she turned out to be a real dickhead. And then there goes my second job. My second job, well, the manager was cool because apparently my granddad gave me the job at the time being. He mentioned him to me and got me a referral and stuff. It was a really cool job that I had. But it had to cut loose because they had to cut me loose. I mean, the manager had nothing to do with it. It's just that, well, there was nothing, there was no room for me. And then there goes my third job that I had for 4 long years. Got along with a lot of people, man. Got along with a lot of people. People who were my age at the time being. And the thing about it, I tried to get on my boss's good side at first, but then 2 years later, he changed on me. It didn't come around. Some of the people that I got along with, they turned out to be managers, and they acted really different around me, man. Like, what the hell was that? So I had I had trust issues with people because I trust them at first, and then I got a little too comfortable with it. Next thing you know, I got fired from that shit. That was just the worst of it, man. All because of something that I forgot to do. And that lets you know, people, and that lets you know that the job that that you get too comfortable with, they will disappoint you at that moment. Alright, guys, before we go ahead and close this out, I'm gonna leave out with a final statement before we end this episode real quick. Just to let y'all know this, okay? Having a job is not that hard to find, and it's really hard to keep at the time. It's about the comfortability of having a job and dealing with the same old people that get on your fucking nerves. I should know. I speak from experience from a lot of jobs that I had and a lot of jobs that my parents had. They had to deal with that shit every single day. The people messing with them, the people getting on their nerves, the pay wasn't right or anything like that, not getting a fucking raise at time, check balance every single day. That's just them. Me, I had to deal with all this other bullshit that I get to, man. Every job that I went to, they always gotta act so different around people. But when we get a little too comfortable and stuff, they want to act all different and shit. Like, this is my advice to everybody right there. If you like the job that you got right now, okay. But if you really don't like the job, please, I encourage you, find another job, bro. For real. Cause the job that you thought was a good idea, it ain't. Trust me, it's not. Okay? It's not even worth it. Alright? That's my last thought of it. That's my last final statement of it, okay? So remember that. Alright, guys, that concludes the second episode of Savage Talk. Make sure y'all subscribe and like this video and turn on the notification for new episodes coming out. Do it weekly or every day or something like that. It's pretty still new to me for this podcast and stuff. Also, stay tuned for episode 3. I'm going to be finally bringing out a guest of mine. It's a friend of mine that I told y'all about for the podcast that I've done before that. But it's going to be a real banger. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fucking amazing, something like that. So, y'all like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and like this video so we can get some views for new subscribers and something like that. And also, this is the question of the day, real quick. Post your comment down below for this question. The question of the day is, if you could set a record, what would it be and why? Post your favorite comment down and I'll like the best comment ever. Okay, so stay fly, stay savage. The Martin Savage signing off and out.